Oh, is we live? We are definitely live. Okay. Sunday night edition. Purge of the BS. What the hell happened this week? That's all I gotta ask. And y'all already know. Just like every other show, I got to bring my boys, Brix and Bravo. Gentlemen, would you join me for another purge of the BS? Please.
But of course.
Yes.
Why not? Sounds like a good time.
Guys.
Right. Love that beat.
Well, you know, it gets me going. It gets the people going. And guys, before we get started, I gotta lead in with the sad story. I don't know if you guys have been made aware, but Peanut, the squirrel, was captured and euthanized recently.
The little black one?
Yeah, the little black one. You know, he was an internet sensation. And there's a lot of people who are very upset right now about Peanut the squirrel being taken captive, and he was put to sleep along with Fred the raccoon. And I don't know what happened to the other animals.
Why did they kill that little nigga?
Well, apparently, it's interesting you should ask. So apparently somebody called in a complaint about Peanut as like a nuisance complaint, and the folks showed up. The people that show up to do stuff.
That's a problem, man. We got to do something about this intolerance, man. You can't just go killing people just because they love nuts and you don't.
Right.
This intolerance has got to stop.
I'm not going to say it's funny because it's not, right? But there was a tribute video done for Peanut and Fred the raccoon, and I'm hoping you guys will give me. Sorry, that's a good one though. I want to get it to do the full screen thing here because it has to be taken all the way in. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the whole thing in.
Pause.
Let's see where it is here.
I saw this video on this woman. She was saying, "Oh, it's not sharing your video." I don't think.
I got you.
Yeah, that's what they said to Peanut.
You were so mean to Peanut, man. A lot of people are up in arms about this Peanut thing, man. A lot of people. Hold on, check this out.
If I would have known that you wouldn't be here anymore, I would have made the moments last.
That's Fred the squirrel. That's Fred. Okay.
That's a squirrel?
That's Fred. Yeah, it's Fred the squirrel. No, it's Fred the raccoon.
I'm just
you know them coons and them squirrels all look the same.
If I would have known.
All right, well, you guys get the damn point, right?
If I would have known.
Something tells me that people were interested in Fred's friend.
Well, Fred's friend has some really nice tats. Fred's friend has some really nice tats.
So I saw a video that she did. I guess I was maybe seeing what everybody else was saying, but
what were you saying?
She said, I used to get upset and annoyed because she would, open a cabinet or something and there'd be nuts lying around, like, because they forge.
Right.
I think she'd be used to it by now.
Right. But she was saying now that he's gone, when she finds these little storages and stuff, it's heartbreaking.
Really?
So now what I will say is
she cries when she finds nuts?
Especially
I'm just trying to get the story straight.
If they're busted
nuts,
they're broken.
They're busted nuts only.
But look,
only when they're stuck in the crevices.
Right. Down there, mingling. But
Yeah, the
see,
busted nuts in the crevices. Yes.
in
Okay.
her defense, see, I have animals, and it really doesn't matter which animal you choose to have.
Right.
These animals have souls, bro, and you
And they
connect
become
with their
part of the
soul.
family. Yeah, they
You
become
really
part of the
do.
family.
Yeah.
And there
Even
was
if they
a
bust nuts and leave nuts all over your furniture. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I gotta show you the plea, just a couple of seconds of it. I promise I'm not going to laugh, okay?
You gonna
Because
laugh.
I've had a tough time with it because I'll tell you in a
We
minute.
just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat
This is a
there
rough
like a
situation,
criminal.
right?
After they
It's a
interrogated
rough
my
situation.
wife to check out her immigration status.
That's
then
crazy.
proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house.
Also
then
crazy.
proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. I feel really bad. I feel bad for Peanut the squirrel. I do. I feel bad for anybody's pets that get euthanized because people have been through that. It's just that this is a major story right now. It is trending on Google. It's trending on Instagram, of course, because he had 500,000 followers or something like that as a squirrel. He's got the most followers had the most followers of any squirrel ever on Instagram. So there are a lot of animal lovers who are taking this very harshly. They're turning it into a whole government conspiracy, and it's getting deep.
See,
I feel you.
It's nuts.
I feel you. Wait, hold on one second. I do empathize with that, but you do have to realize that this tree rat had a better life than 15% of America.
Yeah, if you'd have seen the house where they live, they was living all right out there.
We need to go ahead and dial this in and get perspective on this shit.
Well, when has anybody ever been pissed off about a squirrel outside?
It depends on if you're trying to grow some shit. Like if you a gardener, you hate them bitches.
Yeah, they will tear you. They'll tear your gardens up, man. Leave nuts all over your gardens.
But now, I think the thing that's going on here is that whole part about immigration. That they were looking for her papers.
They asked about her papers because she has an accent, but she, I don't know why her papers came into question in upstate New York right now. That's a sanctuary state. Why would they care?
I don't want to feed into the conspiracy stuff.
But were they in Wisconsin? Is that why he's a rescue?
No, they were in New York, not New York City, but New York State.
Oh, okay.
Upstate New York,
saving him from getting eaten towards, in Wisconsin.
Well, they have a whole rescue thing for horses, and I checked them out. They're really doing some good work up there. So it was kind of sad because apparently Peanut was a rescue at some point. He either got hit by a car, something happened to him, fell out of a tree, was a baby, and they rescued him and built him back up. And of course, he became family, kind of like the raccoon. So I feel for them on that.
Well, I feel for them on the business aspect of it, yo. It's like somebody blowing Ronald McDonald away, yo.
Right, and that's what they were saying. They're he's the cornerstone of the whole name of the farm is Peanut's Rescue Farm, and he's the picture, the mascot for the rescue farm.
Yeah, but you could get another one.
Nobody would know.
Nobody would know. Exactly.
Nobody would know. You could get another Peanut. That's true.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can literally get 5 for $1. You straight. You can get a whole jar of peanuts.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we
So when they euthanize them, like what they do with the body? They hopefully they burn it up with roasted peanuts.
Yo, I can't bring y'all nothing, man. I can't.
Now, hold on,
See, I
man.
was trying to keep
We
it
didn't talk
serious,
about
man. Y'all
We
got
didn't
me
talk about this
crying
one
over
part,
here,
yeah.
yo.
We ain't talk about this one part, yeah. I don't know how comfortable I would be. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that I would have nobody euthanized or get 4 people and judges to sign off on a warrant, but I don't know if I'd be comfortable if I was coming home from work and a raccoon ran in my yard. Like, hey,
Nah, yo.
I
raccoons
mean,
have 4
but they were in
hands.
the house. They were like house pets.
Nah, they was outside in the car. She was drinking coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing. All that's real cute, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. You ain't never seen no house trained squirrel or raccoon ever.
Well,
Ever.
I see in that video that squirrel looks pretty trained.
No.
I
House
can
trained,
see
like they
me-
just go shit everywhere.
He definitely knew where to return to on the woman.
Right.
He knew
Mhm.
exactly where the return spot. He
Hold
said,
on, yo. Hold on. I'm telling you right now. If I came home from work, or let's just say I was outside smoking a cigarette one night, and that raccoon came in my yard, and then I found out the next day that's your raccoon, right? I would say very politely, if I see that motherfucker in my yard again, I'm gonna
Right.
blow his fucking head off. You know?
Right.
That's how that's gonna go, yo.
well,
So
that's
you
why
mean
I'm
to tell
saying
me, you mean to tell me there's a little black guy leaving nuts all over my house, leaving busted nuts all over my house in all kinds of crevices?
Mhm.
I don't
I got
know.
something that motherfucker can forge right now.
Right. I think the call was coming from inside the house. Yeah, I think.
Yo.
I don't know about that
You
dude. I think he
heartless
was.
bastard. And you can call me that if you want to, but clearly, if I know that the neighbors have 2 friendly little animals that are like that, I'm not going to do that. But imagine that you don't know that. And the
Well, that's
raccoon
the
just
thing.
runs in the front door of your house.
And the neighbors are like, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's just Fred. Fred about to be dead."
Does Fred bite? And sometimes it's not that bad.
Right.
What?
It's okay.
Well, see, that was see, y'all didn't. I didn't get to play all of that in that video because the TMZ, you know how TMZ is. Some of their stuff they'll hit you with a strike, so I couldn't play the whole thing. But they did get into the fact that the squirrel did bite someone who was trying to pick it up, and that's why they euthanized him.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that he was without fight. He fought. He was fighting for it.
Yo, it only takes one time. You can ask
one
Siegfried
bite.
and Roy about
All it
that one. You
takes.
can ask Siegfried and Roy about that
got
one.
to go.
Trust.
You got to go. Got to go. Got to go.
Hell yeah.
Got to go. Got to go.
Preferably, you make that call before your face is removed.
All right, well, guys, I'm gonna move into my next bit here. My next story, which is not as funny. It's unfortunately a little more serious. Okay,
Nuts.
yeah,
So
let me get that last laugh out. No, because I had to bring it. I had to bring it to the fathers. The internet is in a frenzy right now over this image and this picture from DJ Envy's daughter's Halloween costume of Lil' Kim. And people are trying to say that it's too much for, I believe she's 10 years old or something. And he did like a whole Lil' Kim thing and a whole video with her doing, I forgot, was it Crush on You? I want to say that was the song.
Yeah. I think that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people going in on Envy right now, basically saying that she's too young to be representing what Lil' Kim was representing at that time. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
Next topic.
Okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just needed to make sure.
That is exactly what you always describe as goofy shit.
There you go. Thank you. Okay.
Let the internet eat him alive. I don't need to be on that mob, yo.
Why
Let
would
the internet
you even upload that? Like,
yeah,
because
I did that goofy shit. Why
no,
would
not you, him.
Yeah, that and that's what the whole thing is. He seems to think that that's perfectly fine. And
Yeah,
he's like,
just-
what's everybody tripping about? It's just a Halloween costume.
He also thinks it's perfectly fine to partner up with some Dominican dude and steal a lot of people's money under the guise of selling them property. So let's go there.
We have heard about this. We have heard about this.
Yes. There's a lot of things he thinks is okay.
All right. Well, geez. We're not going to go in on envy, but we sort of did for a second. So
it's all right.
We stated our claim. For us, it just wasn't.
Understand it. I don't. You gotta be. You from our generation, man. Like you, unless you was at them Diddy parties and didn't see nothing wrong with it.
I don't know.
I'm just saying
I don't know.
He has seen the infamous Lil Kim showing off the monkey poster.
Yeah,
so
and that's the same. That's the outfit.
Right. No,
that was the costume.
But
basically,
basically it was. But he's seen it. He knows what Lil Kim is about. He knows it. And he's like, oh no, it was just no, you can't do that. You just shouldn't be putting a kid in the crossfire like that, man.
And isn't his daughter a little young to even have known Lil Kim during her heyday?
That wasn't her choice. That was not her choice.
So why would you choose to put your? You know what? I'm not even gonna.
It was either
let the
that
internet
or
eat
Nipsey
him.
Red.
Nope.
I mean, they flipped the coin.
Oh, jeez. You know what?
Right
you know
the
what?
hell, yeah. Flip it.
I'm gonna move into my next story before I get myself in trouble talking about this man or how he's treating his daughter. We're gonna talk about a different guy who recently escaped not escaped, but took an interesting plea deal. Young Thug is out. Did you hear Young Thug went home?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know until earlier this morning. Somebody was telling me about it. And I said, well, did he go free? No, he didn't. He got probation for like 15 years.
Right.
So the betting pool is that he's going to end up going back to jail because probation is easy to violate, especially if you have resources. Like you could just be around the wrong person and violate a probation. You know what I'm saying? So any of his friends that have gang ties, felonies, gun charges, anything like that, if they're even around him, that's a violation of his probation.
So he's going to have to just focus on being a musician?
And like not being a gang member. Like, whoa, the heights you must reach. The heights you must reach.
You know what he could do? He could go
do
live
music?
with Lil Boosie.
Well, in Boosie a fella? No.
Yeah, I don't think he can go around Boosie either.
I don't
Boosie
think
got it. Boosie got charges. You can't be around nobody that's had no recent criminal activity, past. You can't be around nobody that's ever done anything.
Well,
when you're on probation.
I'm saying, like, if you do music,
Yeah.
go somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not being filmed. Like that's why I said Lil Boosie House because it's huge, and there's probably a studio there. And if felons or whoever go over there, nobody knows you there.
Mark my words. He's gonna end up. He's gonna end up in the embassy, yo. He's gonna end up in the embassy with Drake and them. Watch that. Watch. It's gonna happen, yo.
Yeah, I just personally, in my regular life, I don't think that I would not violate probation in my regular life for 15 years. Like somewhere in the path of life, I would violate something. I get a ticket for, my license might get suspended or something. Who knows? There's all types of stuff. Anything violates probation.
One thing that you can do is if you somehow are good enough for a couple of years, I think you could renegotiate or redo some things with your probation, shorten that shit. You know what I mean?
But not when it's a RICO charge.
Or prove that it's a hindrance to you supporting your family or something like that. There's some things you can do eventually, but right now, for the next 4 or 5 years, you need to be an altar boy, straight up.
Well, just keep in mind the probation was based on him taking a guilty plea. So he's saying he's guilty of something in order to get that plea. So he's not to be allowed around nothing because they think he can commit RICO charges. So he can't do shit for 15 years.
Can't even pay.
Don't say nothing wrong in a rap song. They're gonna have his ass locked up for wrong lyrics. That's hate speech. That's felony. Whatever. They'll find something, man. They get almost everybody.
Did you see his speech though in the courtroom?
I heard pieces of it. He said he was a good guy. I heard him say he was a good guy.
When you see the man go through that, look, Oz knows what Oz done. Oz ain't never gonna does it again. And Oz got to get my education, and you ain't never gonna see me up in hills again.
Right. Well, that is the grand synopsis of what that speech was. But the betting pool, because you can bet on anything. Yeah, you can bet on anything nowadays. They're already betting on how long it'll be before he goes back. That's messed up, but people already like, well, let's bet on that, because you can bet on everything now. They bet on the presidential election now.
Yeah, and that's so
I
funny,
didn't even know that.
No, yeah, I know that, and people are trying to use that as a stat, as a real stat.
Like that's
like
the
people
polls.
can't manipulate. Yeah, like people can't manipulate that, man. One whale go in there and put all this money on one thing. Everybody gonna go that way. Watch. Yeah, they ain't no real poll, man. They ain't no
that shit is funny to me. The over under is on Harris. I'm like, what are you talking about? The over under? What do you mean? And then I found out there was really a whole. It's like available for sports betting that you can bet on the election. You can bet on anything these days.
I put $30 on Grimace.
I'm putting $10 on Jill Stein for the long shot.
For the long shot. That should pay $30 million to 1.
Yeah. You believe that? 100 million people just bet on Grimace. Grimace exactly. He wasn't even on the ballot.
So since we're talking about
if everybody bet on Grimace and then wrote that vote in.
Yeah.
Like 200 million niggas in it.
Hey, like, what if his last name was Edmonds? Grimace Edmonds.
Grimace Edmonds. Yeah. But yeah.
He's an independent.
He's a Republican.
Where the Republican?
Yeah.
So I wanted to give it a special shout to something that I did get a chance to see this past weekend. I don't know if you did see Vice President Harris appeared on Saturday Night Live.
That shit was funny as hell.
Yes, it was.
I missed that one.
And one of my favorite characters on Saturday Night Live, which is Maya Rudolph. She did a wonderful job at the impression. But what I wanted to really give props on is, for me, it's always good to see somebody able to laugh at themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's like it like humanizes things. It's like, okay, you see where the comedy is, and I'm pretty sure that's what was the intent of having her there to laugh it off. Like, yeah, this is all jokes and comedy, and it wasn't nothing bad or serious. But here's the thing that I'm upset about. Now SNL's getting sued for that.
For equal time type
of
stuff?
What the hell is that? When did they start that?
I don't, but so there is an FCC rule that they have to allow equal time to candidates during elections if they're going to allow for one. I know there was a rule about that. Don't quote me on the exact year and statute, but there's an equal time thing, and I believe that's what they're getting sued for. Yeah, and I heard that come down the pipe, and I was like, well, it's only on once a week, so if they were going to do that, they would have had to do that some weeks before. It's not possible to have another episode of Saturday Night Live between now and the election day.
Who's suing them?
The Republicans or somebody. But I guess the GOP. Somebody on that side who's mad that I guess Trump didn't get to come and do a Saturday Night Live episode.
Because of all those Republicans who watch SNL, right?
Right.
I thought that he had an issue with them because when was it Alec Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin. Yeah, he hates them because of that. Yes, he does hate them. Yes.
But the whole thing, Alec Baldwin did a hell of a Trump impression, though. Let me just say it was
But here's the thing about Alec Baldwin's Trump impression. It was so bad, it was hilarious. That duck mouth he would do. Yo, that duck mouth he would do all the time. It was so bad. It was great.
But it was fucking classic, man. So I mean. But I didn't know that they could sue, because I'm thinking there's a lot of things that each of those candidates have done independently that the other one didn't do. So why was Saturday Night Live?
Because it's under the purview of the FCC. That's why.
Oh, because it was network television.
I got something that I would like to play real quick. I thought this was funny, man. Hold on, let me see.
Do I have to share anything?
Nah, I just stopped sharing. It's cool. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me set this up real quick. Oh man, did I mess that up? Yes, I did. All right.
It's my thing.
I thought this was amusing. Let me see if I can share this.
Share it out.
Stop this and share this. Okay, here we go. Share sound.
Is it footage of the sports ball game?
Yeah, sports ball.
Sports ball.
Hit the like button. I hate the fact. Oh, wait a minute. I done pushed it wrong.
Yo, shameless plug.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice ass podcast.
Hey, man, I do what I can. Why is that?
You know, I know it's an accident, but that's hilarious as fuck, yo.
That really is some
That's
funny
a good one.
I did not mean to do that. Man, I got it on. Man, now I'm all messed up, man. All right, here we go.
Niggas with technology.
Yeah. All right, my bad. All right, can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Hold up,
Let's
sorry.
try to imagine John F. Kennedy saying the same thing Trump just said.
But if I'm sitting down and that boat is going down and I'm on top of a battery and the water starts flooding in, I'm getting concerned. But then I look 10 yards to my left and there's a shark over there. So I have a choice of electrocution or shark. You know what? I'm going to take electrocution. Oh, and I hate Taylor Swift.
That's insane, man.
Yo.
You gotta
That's
share your
insane.
sound again, my bad.
Oh, I got to share it again. Hold on. I got one for you too. I got something for you too.
That's just actually funny, man. That's just actually funny, man. But
A lot of it's funny.
Electrocution.
what's funny about it, but also scary, is that any one of us can do that now, yo.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
so
AI
crazy.
is getting pretty crazy. You're right. AI is
it's
getting pretty
crazy.
crazy.
Yo, it's crazy as hell, yo.
Yeah.
Absolutely
So
crazy.
got this clip together here. So, guys, I don't know if you heard about it, but our soon-to-be former but still current president has been on the campaign trail making some gaffes. And this one,
Half mean?
Is this the
it
trash
doesn't
thing?
mean no. This he did another one. You know what I'm saying? This one I thought was funny as shit though.
Yo, they was burning him up on SNL last night, bro.
Yeah, they do that.
Killing
They
him.
do that. They do that. Let's see if this is at the point in the video that I want it to be.
What his Republican friends want to do.
Okay, hold
They
on.
want another giant tax cut for the wealthy.
All right, so he's trying to explain what he's upset
some
about.
of you guys are tempted to think it's macho guys. I'll tell you what, man. When I was in Scranton, we used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while.
Yo.
From Green Ridge. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
What? Talk so it goes back to your screen.
Yo.
Bravo, if you say something, it cuts it out. Like
No, could he still hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
That was the most important part. Right now, they're talking about Joe Biden wants to smack Trump in the ass. Now, we all know that means he wants to whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? We understand that. But the comment section on there went all the way in on him. It's like, pause, yo, pause. Because these aren't the guys you want to smack in the ass. Like, I don't know if that's...
But who says smack in the ass?
Right! But
Unless
even
you're
if he would have...
trafficking.
He should have said kick in the ass would have been much better.
Nobody says smack in the ass unless you're a drug mule. That's it.
And the way he tightened up was just smacking the ass. Just like, whoa, Joe. You really felt that smack, huh?
That's what they were
inspired.
saying. That's what they were saying on SNL. They were just like, all right, Joe, don't help. If I need to go back in there. No, don't help.
Yeah,
I'll give him what for with a bag of onions. What does that mean, Joe? Go somewhere.
He is. Well, this is the funny part. After that last one with the ass smack, Joe Biden has been officially taken off of the campaign trail for Harris. He is to speak no more between now and Election Day, and probably never again until they transfer power. So yeah, he literally got taken
I need
off
you
the
to shut
oath,
the
and they were
fuck up. I need you to shut the fuck up and run the country, okay?
right. Yeah, because wow. And that's what I'm saying. Like I feel in my deepest somewhere that he's doing this stuff on purpose because he don't like how they pushed him out. And that's the only way to do it without them, putting your brains in the back or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
I mean, I can understand why you would say that, but it would be that if he wasn't already doing this before he was pushed out.
Yeah,
right.
Yo.
It's the reason he got pushed out.
His own shit. Like,
right.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe.
Right. But also the other gaff.
Joe.
I mean, did anybody else see the goofiness of the MAGA world all dressing up in trash bags? Y'all see that?
Was interesting. Yeah, they dressed up in trash bags and doing dances and shit.
Yeah, because Joe was saying in response to the New York rally, where Tony Hinchcliffe was up there talking about Puerto Rico, the floating island of trash. He's like, you know who's trash? Trump. He said MAGA supporters, right? Which went over like a fart in a spacesuit. You know what I mean? It's horrible. So the thing is that he didn't learn from Hillary's deplorable shit last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so everybody was good. All the MAGA folks were dressing up and putting themselves on Instagram and TikTok and everywhere, dressed up in trash bags. Like, I'm garbage. I'm garbage. Go MAGA. I'm garbage. And they're all dressed up for Halloween as garbage bags.
Yeah. Oh, the Trump costume was the #1 costume this year for some reason.
Whose metric?
The Party City, man. I don't know.
What was getting sold? What was getting sold? Right?
Sold. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I felt like somebody just woke up like Greenspan and was like, the Trump costume is the best one this year, and the stock price on homes is up. That's all I have to say.
It's the best one because that's the one my wife likes to dress up in.
Right.
Excuse me?
Well, since we're on the topic of Trump, there's another clip I want to show you, but I'm gonna show it to you in a moment because we are talking about what could possibly be another Trump presidency. And there's been a lot of talk about mass deportation lately. And some people are like all for it. And I'm just wondering, has anybody really thought how that works when you got to move a few million people somewhere that don't really want to go? Right. Like, I'm just saying, and just in my experience, if the migrants are of Mexican descent, they're not always the nicest folks when you try to move them into places and they don't want to go there. So I just personally, I think it might not be the best idea to do it. I mean, you can run on it all you want. People might want that, but I just feel like if they're going to do that, it'll be a mess.
There's gonna be a lot of dead. There's gonna be a lot of dead people if they do that. I'm just telling you the facts.
Did you see that quote that he had where he said, the left will freaking lose their minds if you accidentally send one of them that wasn't supposed to go home? And I was like, can you imagine how they feel?
Right.
Listen, like you are a citizen and you end up on that's giving 12 years a slave, like now you're going back there, but you're a citizen.
This has already been it's already been some mess. There was some people that got booted off of voter rolls because they thought they were illegals and they were actually citizens.
Yep.
So this thing is a mess. So if you couldn't get it right for the voter rolls, how you gonna get it right when it's time to come pick everybody up?
I want to jump in real quick. My problem with all of this is that first of all, everybody needs to go out and vote. Do your thing. I mean, if there's So if everybody go out and vote, do your thing, regardless of your side. But here's what I just don't want. There's so much evil and angry rhetoric being spewed right now from anywhere, right? It happens to be coming from MAGA world a little more, but the civility is gone. You know what I mean? And just saying things because they sound tough and good without figuring how the shit works is ridiculous. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just, I'm gonna tariff all that stuff. I think that then we have to pay for it. Oh, I'm gonna move 1 million people out of the country. How, Sway? You know what I mean? Half the people
on day one, by the way. On day one.
Half the people that are gonna be driving those buses are those people you're moving. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
I agree. But nobody wants. Why do you think that they brought all of these immigrants in here?
Right.
Nobody talks about that. He's not going to kick them out. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when they brought them in here, they started giving them the label Caucasian Latino kind of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? For when it comes to the Census Bureau, when you count up the people, they started giving them that. So now the banks say, oh, this is a great idea. Let's give them all business loans. Our debt ratio is down. So let's give them business loans. They're giving all of these Hispanic people business loans, but not to help them out, to put their motherfucking asses in debt. So in 3 years, if they haven't paid that shit back, they're going back anyway. But they're going to get the money they want out of them. Like, people think that this is about anything other than bread.
It's all money all the time.
All about the
money. And he ain't kicking none of that money out because the banks need them.
Right.
It's just some shit to say now.
I'm just saying,
that's why I brought the question up. That's why I brought the question up, because I've had this conversation with a few folks and they're like, yeah, we got to get rid of them. And I'm like, how does that work? Like, logistically, really think about that. If there is 13 million people that need to be moved out of here, how you doing that? Without violence. Without violence. That's what I'm saying. Without violence.
Here's the thing. Here's what you say to them. We got to get them out of here. All right. If you worried about gas prices, what about everything costing more? Absolutely everything costing more. Because if you get rid of undocumented or dreamers or anybody like that, you have all of the people who were born here want to work under a union so they're protected. The only people willing to break that shit are people who need that break and need to work somewhere. The only people who will cut your lawn for $25, you know what I mean, are new here. The only people who will do your laundry for $5 are new here. I'm like, come on, what everything is going to cost? Everything in your life will cost more. Everything. Absolutely everything.
Like I said,
because the people who own it, the people who own everything are not going to shoulder that burden. They're not going to shoulder that, like the tariffs, the people who are sending it, they're not going to shoulder that burden. It's going to be the end consumer, and it's always going to be us.
We just walking ourselves right into the fire. I love it.
I mean, I don't even think there's a way out of the fire at this point. The whole movement was churning in a direction. And I think it's hit, like, what do they call it, a fever pitch, where something's gonna crack. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is how I feel. Right. I feel like the immigration problem is a big issue for everybody, and it seems to have made its appearance on both sides of the ticket. So the American people who vote for either one are going to be expecting something in that realm.
See,
it's a boogeyman, yo. It's a boogeyman because they're making you work. They're making you think it's about undocumented or illegal people. It's a boogeyman. When the real problem is all the wealth is accumulating at the top, and they got us arguing about dumb shit so they can steal more money. That's what's happening. We over here talking about, I don't like this person. Oh my God, that guy's a little brown to be in my yard. You know what I mean? We're talking about dumb shit when they are accumulating everything at the top. The wealth gap has never been larger in history. In history, the wealth gap has never been larger. So while we're arguing silly dumb shit, you know what I mean? Oh, they're gonna make you, you know what I mean? Abortion rights and guns and all that stuff. They are very important, but they don't care about any of that. They want money. They want money.
Money.
This is what I wanted to say. They have attacked Kamala and Joe Biden. I get it. But they have not talked about the fact that the damn House is ran by Republicans. And now they want to put the master of all Republicans on top of that.
The dumbest one.
So 4 more years of Republican owned government in DC. And let's say we see what our economy is. We're going to blame Joe Biden and them, but the guys that were actually putting the buttons in, getting the vote, were red. So let's do some more red. Put another red on top. Yo, this. I'm like this. I know the ship is going down. It is. It's what's gonna happen. It's going down. I just rather go a little slower. Right. But I tell you what, they asked Donald Trump, what was it, in 2016, what was his health care bill gonna be? Well, we got a plan. It is now 2024, and he's been asked the same question again.
Last
and
debate.
Now it's not a plan; it's a concept.
Well,
what the hell is it?
Right.
The original one was Obamacare coming down, but there was nothing in place to replace it.
Exactly.
And that was really what the issue was with that. It's like, all right, you want to fix something, that's cool, but don't just remove it and don't have some other solution that you want to put in place. That's what people had the most issue with.
And it's all trickeration, man. They got us. They're doing the old Kansas City shuffle on us, making us look at one thing while they're doing another. And the funniest thing about this mind control that they playing around with and distracting us, the first step of all of it, all the time, is making you think you're not susceptible to it.
Right.
They think, oh, I'm too smart to get caught. No, we're all doing it now. See what we're talking about right now? They got us all. So once you start believing that you can't get got, you're already lost. You're already lost.
That's a good point.
Want to know, the one thing that I have not been able to find out is what has he done? We can talk about the wall that he said Mexico was going to pay for. They never paid for. What did Trump actually do? He helped me out because I own property. Re-elect him. I tell you what he did do. He's the only president that we've ever had that sold shit. During his presidency, he sold Donald Trump commemorative coins. He sold $60 Bibles. I won't take a salary, but I'm gonna move shit while I'm here.
He said, "Let me get rid of my merch."
Right? He robbed the Secret Service, yo. He was the first president to rob the Secret Service. Because when he stayed in Trump hotels, he triple charged the Secret Service to stay in those rooms, even though they had to be there. I'm like, yo, that's
some people would say it's a smart idea. Some people would say that's fucked up, but
as an American that has to pay for that idea, because that's part of taxes, right?
Yep.
It's like I get it, man. You love yourself, bro. I get it, and I also feel for him because if you lose this, you're going to jail.
Yes,
you have to get. I don't feel like anybody should have to go to jail. But sometimes people do. But if he's going to jail.
The whole jail thing, he's got friends in high places, so I don't put a lot of stake in that.
Because when he got in the White House,
it'll be a country club if it happens. It'll be a country club.
I know, but my point is, he stuffed them judges in the Supreme Court to ensure this.
Right.
So again, at what point can we say he cares about anything but himself? What has he done to make you see that he cares about America other than say it? What has he actually done?
Well, as Bravo said something about some taxes Bravo said that some things, with some property taxes.
He helped me out with some property taxes, some estate tax shit. So that was nice.
and for me personally, the company I was working for at the time, they moved some jobs back from overseas, and it gave me a raise of about $20,000. So I do have that story for myself.
I'm glad you said that.
But Biden did way more for me. Biden did way more for me, though.
Well, my question is this: you have jobs in China where they're getting paid 3 cents to maybe $3 a day, right?
That's a lot if it's $3 a day. They getting ramrodded, bro.
Okay,
They got suicide nets outside, so they people
No.
so you jump out.
They bounce
seriously.
back up.
Yes, and they put you back to work. Like seriously, outside of Foxconn, look that shit up. Foxconn, where the iPhones are made, they have suicide nets, so you cannot jump out the window and die. They put you right back to work.
So is that the job you want to bring back from China for me?
That wasn't the job that I was talking about.
Job came back.
No. What happened was during that time, what Trump did was he offered businesses a certain cut if they brought jobs back. So what they did was they took a lot of call center jobs that had been outsourced. Yeah. They brought them back to the States. They got the tax cut, and that allowed them to give higher salaries to people that worked at certain businesses. I was working for a government contracted business at the time, so it was like a direct connect to that. I can't say what happened to everybody else, but because I was technically working for a government organization, it was a really quick, this is what Trump did. I got a letter saying, because of this, there's some new jobs that we're opening up. If you want to apply for them, go here. And so I did, and then I did get that job. So
yeah, I know India was mad. India was mad as fuck over that.
Because guess what? Guess where those Bibles, those $60 Bibles were made?
With American flags on them.
They were made in China.
Yes.
You can't make this shit up. Then they asked him,
who sells Bibles? You're like, who sells Bibles, man?
Right. Bro, he says, this is my favorite book. They asked him, they said, what are you have like 2 favorite passages? He said, I don't want to get too personal. you don't have any passage that you, just, it's personal. I'd rather not, It's your favorite book, bro. You sold them. He sold out of them. Then they had a Trump T-shirt. That's like this commemorative T-shirt. Sold out the first day. I don't even. I believe this one. I know all of the businesses that failed, but I know the position he's in now. He could probably sell fart wind.
Trump's fart wind.
I mean, he already did. He already did. It's called NFTs.
That's what it was.
Yes,
like, they've got me playing sports ball. I'm throwing
sports ball.
This is one of me breastfeeding a baby. It's great. It's really good.
Right, this is one of these my favorite. This is me with a T-Rex in a headlock. This is based off a true story. I'll tell you later.
I'm just like, this man's whole team, he came in the White House that was under, he freaking dropped the whole squad, called them insane freaking idiots, dummies, deplorable psychopaths. Bro, you brought them. This was yours.
That was your folks.
I mean, he thought it was another episode of The Apprentice. That's what he thought. He was like, yeah, so it's only one that's supposed to make it. So
that's why I think he chose JD Vance, yo. And the only reason why I say this is because when we were broadcasting that debate, and I encourage all of y'all to go watch it on our channel.
Right.
But when we were doing that, when he was talking, he kept saying, yeah, this is the thing. And hi to my wife and my children. They're great.
Well, that was his first debate. I'm just saying people yeah, the folks on the right are starting to like him. I mean, they're starting to like him. I guess they had to get used to him, but he's not getting as much bad press these days as he was back when that debate
He's a weirdo, yo. He's a weirdo. He just popped up in that store like, hi, how long have you worked here? Might I purchase a box of the nuts of dough, please? Hello, human worker.
Now, but what
I'm going to bare my teeth at you so you're not scared.
What I will give him is this. When Vance was on, did y'all see Vance on Rogan?
No, I missed that.
I saw a little bit of it.
He was able to articulate his points a lot better, not being nervous in the middle of a debate. I will give him that. I was like,
he didn't have a time limit. The time limit on the debates is like 2 minutes.
Well, that's his fault, because instead of just answering the damn questions in the debate, he would talk for 8 minutes and then at the very end try to pinch an answer in.
Mm-hmm.
But on
Rogan, you're just talking for 3 hours.
From what I hear, like you say, Hayes, it was some goofy shit going on in the presidential debate. that looked like it kind of leaned towards the
Kamala.
Democrats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like it leaned towards them doing some foul shit.
Yeah,
But
but
the way he was explaining it, I was like, okay, all right, I hear you.
I will give Vance this. He is very eloquent when given the time. When he's very smooth within his delivery of things. It's all bullshit, but he's very smooth at what he does. And the fact that he is already on record steadfastly believing the opposite of what he is saying right now.
He is Hitler.
It's like, right? He literally said that about old boy, yo. It's,
I mean,
so
he
crazy.
retracted that. And he tried to explain that away. So I can't, I can't with that whole thing, because a lot of people said that at a certain time. So if everybody who ever said that was held liable for it, we'd have to take a whole bunch of them down.
I'm just saying, yo, if you want to be the next person to run the country, I got to hold you to a higher standard. Sorry. That's it.
The Republicans hated Donald Trump last time around. Like he was the leader of their party, but they didn't really like him. Like from what I remember, they were constantly.
No, everybody fell in line. Everybody fell in line after the primaries were done. After all that stuff, they all fell in line. They all fell in line.
You need to keep that check.
Even Ted Cruz, when after Trump told him his wife was ugly. He was like, I support the president. I support him. He's a great guy. I'm like, ew, yo.
Oh, well, before, you know what? I forgot to give some special shouts to the chat. I see we got a couple folks in the chat. Kali is in the chat if he's still here. I don't know how long ago that message came up. Zora's in the chat. We had a couple folks in the chat. Thank y'all for stopping in and hitting the like button as well. So
thank you.
Guys, I'm hoping that in our respective areas, we are prepared for the goofiness that will be the running of the next week. Because we're not going to get any real results on actual election night. We're going to get some.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I want you to know this, and this should be put out to anybody that may be thinking about getting goofy. The reserves and the guard now have bullets in the clips. I would not try that January 6th shit you did last year this time.
Right. That's what that new directive was regarding the possibility of civil unrest and whether or not the national forces could be utilized with deadly force to handle that business.
15 seconds to comply.
Yeah, right. It was like it was a 15 fuck around and find out initiative. I think that's what it was. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna just say like this. Look,
don't do it.
I can't wait. I can't wait till after the election is over. Right. I wish we could just speed run the January 5th or 6th, whatever, where, you know what I mean, inauguration day. I wish we could just speed run there and just be over with this. But I will tell you one thing. The prices of gas may go up, but ammo's still cheap. Fuck around if you want.
Don't do it. That's all I'm saying.
Guess where I'm going to be on the 6th, yo.
Where?
Texas.
Oh, the stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
I got all black tees, bro. Nothing red, no blue.
No colors at all. Boy, they're gonna be like the gang colors down that joint.
If a Trump supporter listen, if a Trump supporter walks up to me and says, "Go Trump," I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you too." If a Harris comes up to me and say, "Yeah, you too."
Woo!
I too enjoyed sports ball. Go local team.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I wanted to share an interesting story to close us out here about some. Well, let's just say this: the writers used it as a talking point for immigration issues, but I just thought it was a pretty cool story because I'm that dude. And I'm not going to say I don't care about immigration issues, but I just think that it's already gone too far. And they should, if they want to start something, they should start it now. Everybody that's here, just here. You know what I'm saying? And we just deal with who's here, and then we do something with anybody else that's coming. But trying to get a bunch of people out is just
that's not gonna work.
Oh, that's not gonna work. Boy, that's not gonna work. Hold on, let me get the story up for you real quick about this.
And they need to
interesting
stop busting
gang.
people around the country too, like dumping them off in Times Square and shit. That's just wild ass shit.
Well, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes of this story, just because it's like a 5-minute story. But
all right, I'm gonna go on mute.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Weighs a lot more than you
Say
might
something.
think.
All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
If you steal $1.2 million in cash and use a gun,
Come out with your hands up!
this is the response you can expect.
Sheriff's office, you in there?
And they had planned this for 6 months. They even knew the exact day to hit when the most amount of money was going to be coming in.
I was just robbed at gunpoint at my place of work.
It was December 1st, 2021, when this cash transport company in Arapahoe County was hit. They collect cash.
Oh, this wasn't even the one I was looking for, but this will work.
And bring it back to their headquarters.
It was a small handgun, maybe a 22.
Oh, let me give you context then, because this wasn't the clip that I was initially going to show, but this is a good one too. So basically, we got a person that robs a dispensary transport truck of $1 million. That's what this one was about. Okay, so
He cocked it, and we have a ton of cameras in this garage. It will all be on camera.
And it was all on tape. The
This
heist
is an
recorded
old
by half
video.
a dozen cameras. The transport van, stuffed with money, pulls in. A lone gunman dressed head to toe in black, wearing a mask and gloves, walks in after. He catches the delivery driver by surprise and holds her at gunpoint, forcing her to put over $1.2 million cash into 2 garbage bags. He struggles with the bags, but then runs off into the night.
Man, I thought I was tired.
Right? Nothing like this to wake you up.
It was orchestrated perfectly. He knew exactly what he was.
So I'm going to spare y'all the details and take y'all to the end. So here's what happens. So the guy makes it about 800 yards or so away. And because of the weight of the cash, he ends up dropping the money and leaving it. So he leaves $1.2 million in cash in the middle of the street.
So how long was he dating that driver?
Right.
That's the other part that I didn't even get a chance to take. He did know the lady that was running the dispensary when they finally caught him at the end. But initially, she didn't know that was who robbed her. And then they had like some surveillance video of him running in a certain direction. He didn't even have a car. Why would you go take that much of anything and not have a vehicle somewhere to put it in? That's first, you know how I get. I try to help with the thinking process. But anyway, so he gets with the lady. He doesn't tell the lady what's going on. It's like they were friends or something like that. And he ends up robbing her, but then she recognizes his voice. And later on, she tells the police she thinks she knows who it is. She calls him up. He's like, "What's up?" She's like, "The police noticed you robbed us." And he's like, "Well, don't tell him anything." And it's kind of like it was too late. So basically, he got caught. But the problem was he didn't have a vehicle to take the stuff away in.
She didn't give him the vehicle. The plan fucked up. That's the thing that they didn't discuss together when they planned this together.
Because they did.
Because she thought he might have had a car if he's thinking this big balls plan. You know what I mean? And she was the reason why I knew it was a relationship she already had outside the work outside the office was because she was way too calm when she reported it. And you know what I mean? And she wasn't, there was no kind of distress seen on the videotape when he was, when he had the gun cocked. Plus, he had excellent trigger discipline and was pointing down at a 45-degree angle the entire time with no intent to kill. So I'm like, this staged. Y'all can't even act well.
Yeah. It was a horrible staging. And I think he was supposed to carjack her. He probably should have done that, but I think he probably was like, "Oh, there might be a tracker on this van. Let me just take off with the money and figure it out later." He could have probably caught a cab or something.
He had to use both of his hands to carry the shit, so he didn't have the gun.
He put the gun in the bag. When they found the bag, it had the gloves and the gun in it. He just put everything in there like, you know what? This is not my line of work. You know
This
what
was
I'm
her
saying?
plan. You know what? This
Yeah.
was her plan, probably.
Probably
'Cause
was.
that dude-
She
that
went to
dude's
jail
stupid.
too. Yeah,
Good.
everybody went to jail too. I'll throw the link in the description because the video that I had is like 5 minutes or so long. I didn't want to put y'all through the whole thing, but you get the point.
Yeah.
You get the point. And this
Dumb
is why
broad.
we purge the BS. This is why we purge the BS, because while we're trying to be upstanding citizens, there are people that don't understand that $1 million is not something you can carry very far into trash bags. I blame the education system.
Right.
I blame the education system for that.
You know,
So
big
guys,
pound of bags is heavier than a pound of bricks.
Right.
Like that's a lot of weight. I don't even know what bills they were in, but that's a lot of weight. We remember we went over the story with the $1 million in dimes. They couldn't do that. That was pretty funny.
Business was bringing in $1.2 million. Why was she robbing herself? Yeah,
Because that 1.2 wasn't coming to her.
She was
there.
So here's the thing. That was a cash. It was a cash place.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. She was the driver for the cash place. Man.
Yeah, she was the driver. She wasn't the actual business. She was just the transport. So she set up somebody to rob her as the transport, and there you go. So, she should have definitely told him, look, bring a car. This shit is heavy, but whatever. You can't think about it all. But gentlemen, I have purged.
Yeah.
I have purged. And because I have purged, you already know I gotta go. Okay. But I want y'all to stay vigilant, stay safe. Don't let the right or the left wilding out in the next couple of days affect y'all at all, man. And if you must, an ass whooping received is an ass whooping deserved. Okay. We live in the land of law and order.
After the election, I'm just watching nothing but like SpongeBob reruns. Yo,
that's my gosh.
That's it. I'm turning everything else off. It's a wrap.
Man, this thing is going to own the news cycle.
The last thing I want to say is I just want to give a shout out to the Hispanics, the Latinos, and the Puerto Ricans.
They're all different, right? that dude is crazy. You want to put him in office, yo.
I mean,
the dumbest one.
And the Puerto Ricans.
If nothing else, it's 100% entertainment that we will have for another few years. So,
Hell yeah.
Hey, say easy, hey.